the last video, we provided a street-by-street overview of each concept. We'll now look at the experience people could expect from the proposed concepts and street features while using different options for getting around Halifax. People walking and rolling would travel along widened sidewalks with at least enough space for pairs of people to pass each other comfortably. On University Avenue, where there are many people walking and rolling, some sidewalks would be twice as wide as they are today. For all concepts except one for Robie Street, people walking and rolling would be separated from people cycling. Narrowing streets and intersections would shorten crossings for people walking and rolling and encourage people to drive slowly. New curb ramps and tactile surfaces would improve accessibility. There are various possibilities for new open spaces on University Avenue. Each would create welcoming places with landscaping, tree plantings, street furniture, and lighting. A consistent look and feel for furniture, lighting, and other streetscaping features along the street would reinforce the distinct identity of University Avenue and the many institutions along the street. Our goal is to replace any trees removed on the same street or within the project area, in conditions where they would thrive and reach maturity. New cycling infrastructure designed for people of all ages and abilities would connect to South End Halifax destinations and other cycling routes on the peninsula, making longer trips by bicycle more comfortable and convenient. This could be designated infrastructure separate from traffic and pedestrians, like a two-way bikeway or one-way bicycle lanes on each side of the street. In one concept, people cycling would share space with pedestrians on a multi-use pathway. In another, they would share the road with vehicles on a local street bikeway along quiet residential streets. At some intersections, a person cycling would use raised crossings, where the surface of the bikeway is raised above the surface of the roadway. At some signalized intersections, bicycle signals would tell a cyclist when it's their turn, in coordination with the traffic and pedestrian signals. The proposed concepts would also change how transit buses, emergency vehicles, and private vehicles move through and to the south end of Halifax. The Morris Street concept that proposes one-way traffic would require changes to transit service, such as moving routes and stops from University Avenue and Morris Street to parallel streets like South Street and Spring Garden Road. This could mean a transit passenger would go to a parallel street to reach their stop, where they might use a different route. Loading and drop-off are important functions of many streets in the project area. There would be curbside loading areas at or near locations where they are needed. Changes to on-street parking vary greatly between concepts and streets. Some concepts would require removal of most parking spaces, while others would require few removals. For one University Avenue concept, where existing accessible parking spaces would be relocated, we would design the changes to ensure users can continue to safely access destinations served by those spaces. Emergency vehicles would continue to have clear access to and from their destinations in the area, including the IWK's new emergency department on University Avenue and the Robie Street Fire Station. For the concept with one-way traffic on Morris Street, which is currently a daytime truck route, truck traffic would shift to Barrington and Inglis Streets, which are also designated truck routes. In some of the concepts, the routes people drive to access local destinations would change and could be less direct than they are today, resulting in longer trips. For more information and to share your feedback on the Peninsula South Complete Streets project, please visit shapeyourcityhalifax.ca.